Welcome to Creativity Sparks. I'm Barbara Hengstenberg. We're in the Wilds Art Studio today, and today we're going to be working on an admiration web. In order to do that, you're going to have to first think about people you admire. Think about your mentors, your heroes, people that help you out, people that are really special and important in your life. And you're going to choose one of those people. And you're going to think about what makes that person so special to me? What are all the qualities and characteristics that are important to me in that person? So you're going to need a blank piece of paper. So for today, I'm going to be using my drawing paper, my blank drawing paper. I actually already have a sheet here because I already have a picture of my person that I admire in the middle of my paper. So let's look at that. This picture is a photograph of my Aunt Mary. She's really an important person in my life. So I took a photograph that I printed off the computer and glued it on here. Now, if you don't have a photograph of your person, draw a picture of your person in the middle, even better. You can draw your own picture of what you, in your mind's eye, think that person looks like. Put it right in the center, because this is going to be a web, and think about a spider's web and how all those little branches come off of a spider's web. To do this, I'm not going to worry about pencil, I'm not going to worry about erasing, I'm not going to need this guy today. I'm going to use black marker. You could use color marker if you want to do something extra colorful for your admiration web, however you want to do it. So I'm going to use my marker, and I'm going to start thinking about all the ways that my Aunt Mary is important to me. Why is she such a special person? So I'm going to make little web lines, and I'm going to draw out two. First of all, she's always supportive. So I'm going to write that down there. Always supportive. Another line, she's generous. I'm not writing in complete sentences. I'm not using a lot of words. I'm just using those key words that are important to me to spark my idea of why this person's important. I'm going to come down here because I like to vary things up a little bit. She's a good friend to all. She has a lot of friends, and she deserves a lot of friends. And you know what else is important about her? What I love about her? She always shares a chuckle. She likes to laugh a lot, and so that's really important in my life, to have someone that likes to laugh a lot. Another thing is she loves dogs. She has a beautiful dog named Bailey, and she loves him, and she takes really good care of him. She was married to my Uncle Vic, who passed away, but you know what? She took really good care. Took good care of Uncle Vic. And that reminds me, when my dad was sick, she came and she took care of Dad. She actually came all the way up from Florida. I lived in Connecticut at the time. And she came and spent some time to relieve my sisters and I to take care of my dad. That's important. So you know what? That proves to me that she's compassionate. So I'm going to put that in. And you know what? She has an elderly friend who she calls every day. So she checks in on elderly friend daily. Every day they call each other to make sure each other's doing okay. That means to me that she's also kind. So I'm going to add kind on there. Whenever I text her every now and then, I probably should text her more often. Sorry, Aunt Mary. But whenever I text her, she always ends her text with sending cyber hugs. So she sends, I'll put that in quote because that's her words, cyber hugs. That makes her really important. And as I said, she came from Florida when we needed her most. I think that's important. When we needed her. So I'm going to end this web. I can think of so many other things to say about Aunt Mary, but I'm going to end this web with one other detail. I consider Aunt Mary my fairy godmother. So now I'm left with this beautiful web of a beautiful person. So what should I do with it? Well, I can now use this web, and I can take a blank piece of paper, lined paper or blank paper, and now I can write a letter based on all those details that are in my web. So I can now write a letter, Dear Aunt Mary. And I might start it with something like, you are very important to me. And then I can tell her all those reasons why. And I have all those reasons why already on my web. So that's going to help me to write my letter. And I think this would make Aunt Mary's day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish my letter, and I'm going to probably put it in with my web. So I will have my letter, and I will have my gratitude web, my admiration web, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to fold it up, and I'm going to put it in an envelope addressed to Aunt Mary. Now, let me do that right now. Aunt Mary. And I need to find her address, but I have it. I'm going to write her on the envelope, and I am going to mail this to her. And I bet when she opens up her mailbox, she's going to be really happy to see something like this. Wouldn't you be if you received an admiration web and a letter from somebody saying how important you are in their lives? Is there someone that you could write about and someone that you could write a letter to and explain to them how important they are in your life? That would be wonderful. You can use these webs for other reasons too. You can put in the middle of your web, you can put a picture of someone that you're studying. Say you're studying Abraham Lincoln or someone like that, someone from history, someone that's current. You can do a picture of that person in the middle, and then you can draw your web with all the details about that person that you are learning. And then when it comes to writing about that person, you have all the information right there. So you can just, I can now write my report, or I can write a book about this person if I want to. If you're developing a character for a book, say you're writing a story or a novel, put your character in the middle of a web. And then all the details about that character can go into all the different arms of that web. Then when you go to write about your person, you can really study what that person's like. You can really look and read and see, this is what I'm going to put in my book. Oh, I forgot to put this detail in my book. There it is. So I'm going to find a place to put it. And so these webs can really be helpful way of organizing your thoughts and really getting focused. It really helps you to pull them together, pull all those thoughts together into one special place. So I'm going to pretty soon walk down to my mailbox. I'm going to pop this in the mail to my Aunt Mary, and I can't wait to see what she says. I can't wait. So soon. I'd like to now share some artwork because I was sent this piece of artwork over the internet, and it is from my 4 years old, maybe by the time you see this he's 5, but 4 or 5 year old grandnephew. His name is Oliver, and this is a piece of art that he recently created. This is, I would call it Oliver's Building. And look at all the details on here. He cut out pieces of construction paper, it looks like. Maybe there's some Post-it notes in here. And he put them all together to make a building. Almost looks like a skyscraper. I'm really proud of you, Ollie. Thanks for sharing this with us. So where are you finding art? Where did you find art this week? I found art, thinking about gratitude and admiration. I found art in what I have here is a gratitude journal. First of all, look at all the pictures on this journal. Beautiful paintings and drawings. There's even a pretty one on the back. And it's a journal of blank pages. So there's all these blank pages on the journal. And I would spend time every day at the very end of my day writing all the different things that I am grateful for. And I would put the date, and then I would write, I am grateful for ... and then I would list them out. And sometimes I would even list them out and draw pictures if I had time. Here's all the pictures I drew for this one. And so I found art in a gratitude journal. And it really made me feel good because this is kind of an older one, and it made me really feel good to go back and read all the older things that I was grateful for back in the past. So maybe you want to start a gratitude journal. Maybe you have a blank journal at home. Maybe you want to create your own. You could create your own journal. How exciting would that be? You could do your own cover. You could staple it together. That would be even better if you made your own. So think about where you're finding art this week and let us know. Remember, you can always contact me at barbara@creativitysparks.org. And remember to look at our website to look for upcoming episodes at www.creativitysparks.org. Where did that come from? Creativitysparks.org. And let's end with a quote. This is from writer Alice Walker. Whenever you are creating beauty around you, you are restoring your own soul. Thanks for being here today. See you next time.